Hello my students, class 9. Today I want to start chapter 5, that is the Mauryan Empire. Now, the Mauryan Empire is also one of the very important dynasty in the history of India, not only in the history of India but history of the whole world. And we know that in India, people from all over the world, they came, they conquered and ruled over here for years after years. Now, so in India, we experience an assimilation of different cultures. The foundation of the Mauryan Empire was a unique event in Indian history. Its importance lay in the circumstances in which it was achieved. It was done against the challenging conditions existing against because of foreign rule in Northwest as a result of Alexander's victories in India. Now, in India, during that time, Alexander invaded India. He conquered India. The Greek invasion made kingdoms of the Northwest weak. These paved the way for the rise and growth of the Mauryan Empire. Now, according to your syllabus, very important is sources to reconstruct the age of the Mauryans. So, what is the most important topic? Today I will discuss in detail with you sources to reconstruct the age of the Mauryans. Number one, literary sources. Literary sources, Indica. Now, among the literary sources, Indica. Indica was written by Megasthenes, the Greek ambassador. Now, Indica was written by Megasthenes. Who was Megasthenes? Megasthenes was the Greek ambassador. He came to India and he stayed in Pataliputra for 5 years. From his book Megasthenes, from his book Indica, written by Megasthenes, we got a lot of information about the administration of Pataliputra, growth in the economy, especially agriculture, and the customs and religion of the people. And so what we came to know? We came to know about the administration, political administration, economy, agriculture, customs and religion of the people. Now, number 2 is Arthashastra. Arthashastra was written by Kautilya or Chanakya. The book Arthashastra is attributed to Kautilya or Chanakya. This Arthashastra contains about 6,000 verses. 6,000 verses, and these 6,000 verses divided into 15 sections. It provides details of the art of administration, duties of the king, functions of ministers and organization of the civil service. It also deals with high-level diplomacy and relations between various states. So Arthashastra gives us very important information about the political administration, organization, about the diplomacy and relations between various states. Kautilya's ideal state should provide relief to the poor, the orphans, the old and infant. Now, in Kautilya's Arthashastra, he depicted a picture of the ideal state where he said that there must be all provisions for the poor, the orphans, the old and the infant. In the event of a famine, state granaries should open their doors to those who are starving. In case of the famine, the state granary should open for the poor who are suffering from starvation. Number 3 is other works. Besides Indica and Arthashastra, besides Indica written by Megasthenes, Arthashastra written by Kautilya, there were other works. Among the other works, one is Vayu Purana and Matsya Purana, another is Vishakadatta's Mudra Rakshasa. Now, the Vayu Purana and Matsya Purana give list of rulers of different dynasties. These Vayu Purana and Matsya Purana give list of rulers of different dynasties. Maurya's being one of them. Vishakadatta's Mudra Rakshasa, my students, very important. What is the name of the book? Vishakadatta's Mudra Rakshasa is considered to be the best historical drama in the whole of Sanskrit literature. It throws light on the position of the Nandas and activities of Chandragupta Maurya and Chanakya. It also gives us an idea of the social life of the people of those days. So among the other works, besides Indika and Arthashastra, the Vayu Purana and Matsya Purana and Vishakadatta's Mudra Rakshasa. Now my students, next is archaeological sources. Among the archaeological sources, you should know that from the very beginning I am telling you that among the sources, very important are the literary sources and then the archaeological sources. Now among the archaeological sources, Ashokan edicts. The rock edicts of Ashoka are the most reliable information regarding Ashoka's rule. Ashoka in Rock Edict 12, Rock Edicts 12. What Rock Edicts of Ashoka in 12? He gives us the non-violence or abstention from killing of living beings. Number 2, truthfulness. Number 3, obedience to parents and elders and respect towards teachers. The 13th major Rock Edict says, the beloved of the gods, the king considers victory by dharma to be the foremost victory. Now, according to Ashoka, in the 13th edicts of Ashoka, it is written that King Ashoka considered love and peace was the main instrument to conquer the countries, not the heart of the people should be conquered by love and peace, not by war. Now, then the pillars. The pillars are the base specimen. Pillars are the best specimen of what? Pillars are the base specimen of Mauryan architecture. Each pillar is made of a single piece of buff-colored sandstone. At the top of each such pillar is the capital, which is also the monolithic. So, the pillars are the best specimen of the Mauryan architecture. So, it was very beautifully carved and made of the sandstone and is very, from the architecture viewpoint, it was unique. Now number 3, very important, my students, Shanchi Stupa. A stupa is a dome-like structure. What is a stupa? Very important thing is, what is a stupa? A stupa is a dome-like structure made of stone or bricks. The purpose of a stupa, what is the purpose? Was to commemorate a sacred spot or a particular event, or to enshrine the relics of Buddha or those of a Buddhist saint. So, the purpose of what is the purpose of the stupa? The purpose of the stupa was to make it a memorable of a sacred spot, and especially of a Buddhist saint or something relating to Buddha. Now, the stupas at Bharuch, the Bodh Gaya and Sachi are the magnificent specimens of Buddhist architecture. So my students, you keep in your mind the name of the few places. What are those? The Bharuch, the Bharuch. All of my students, you mark in your book, in my book B48. Now, the Bharuch, then Bodh Gaya, and then my students, Sachi. These are the 3 places which give us the beautiful, wonderful pieces of the stupas. Now, and this manifested the Buddhist architecture. The great stupa at Sachi near Vidisha in Madhya Pradesh is believed to have been originally built in the 3rd century BC by Ashoka to enshrine the relics of Buddha. What was the purpose of Sachi Stupa? The purpose of Sachi Stupa was to depict the teachings of Buddha. Now later it was enlarged during the Shanga period. It was made initially by Emperor Ashoka. Later on it was enlarged in the Shanga period. The original stupa was enclosed by a wooden railing, which was later replaced by a massive stone railing. 4 gateways were also added on all 4 sides of the stupa. The gateways are lavishly covered with magnificent sculptures which depict episodes from Buddha's life and from Jataka tales. All are very important relating the story of Buddha's life. So the Sachi Stupa tells us about the details of Buddha's life in picture, in many paintings and carvings. Buddha was represented in symbolic form like that of a wheel or a lotus or a throne under a maple tree. The Sachi Stupa reveals a high standard of development in the technical and artistic skill of the people during the Shanga period. So it depicts a beautiful artistic painting and its standard of artistic skill. We wonder how developed the artistic skill at that time. So my students, regarding today I want to tell you in front of you, first of all, the foundation of the Mauryan Empire was a unique event in Indian history. Then Alexander's invasion, the Greek invasion made kingdoms of the northwest weak, and then it helps the Mauryan dynasty to pave the way towards India to conquer and made their dynasty to develop, rise and fall of the Gupta Mauryan Empire. Then how it is possible for us to know such a detail about the Mauryan Empire from the literary sources. Among the literary sources, Indica written by Megasthenes, Arthashastra written by Kautilya Chanakya, and besides Indica and Arthashastra there were other literary works. Among the other literary works, the Vayu Purana and the Matsya Purana and Vishaka Datta's Mudra Rakshasa, very important. Among the archaeological sources, Ashoka edicts, very important. It gives us the moral of our life, about the principles, how we have to live our life, and then the pillars of Ashoka, and then the Sachi Stupa. All are very, very important. And not only the Sachi Stupas, there were several other stupas which depicts the beautiful artistic skill of during that time. Now my students, today after this, in my next class, I will tell you about the Chandragupta Maurya. Now, thank you and wish you all the best for today.